The Earth is speeding up. It's literally faster. Could it cause a meltdown? And what have the melting glaciers got to do with it? You may or may not know, but I wouldn't expect you to know. There are 86,164.09 seconds in a day. But scientists who measure time have found that in 2021, the average day is shorter by 0.05 milliseconds less than this. That's because the Earth is literally speeding up. Okay, you might think 0.05 milliseconds, so what? But this actually goes against everything that we expect to see happen. And scientists are desperately trying to find an answer, because since its creation, Earth's spins has actually been getting slower. But what does a faster spinning Earth mean? In a not very recent history, 3.5 billion years ago, the planet rotation used to be 12 hours long. At that kind of pace, life would really suck. We would have nightmarish weather patterns with hurricanes tearing across the land. Centrifugal force would pull water toward the equator, flooding entire regions like Indonesia and the northern tip of South America. Okay, that's a worst case scenario, and the Earth is unlikely to spin ever that fast again. If we keep speeding up, it would be bad in another way. By 2030, there could be a full-scale technological meltdown. GPS relies on precision timing, and if a day falls too far behind that 24-hour benchmark, there could be disastrous consequences. For one satellite to lose their correct place at the atmosphere, and we would lose all means of being able to predict where they are in the sky. If we leave this slip for too long without correcting it, then our navigation systems will be completely wrong, throwing all of our smart technologies off course. Fortunately, we can cite this disaster. And there's a fairly easy workaround. Timekeepers can add and take away what's known as leap seconds to account for these tiny differences. They can alter what's known as international atomic time, which can be adjusted for the subtle disruption between the Earth rotation and our clocks. And what's pretty mind-blowing is that by observing the night sky, we can keep track on these tiny changes. So keeping time is a pretty skilled art form. It means we all have to be the artists. That's why I always tell that you should salute artists. Jokes apart. That's how we know that the Earth is spinning faster. But that doesn't explain why. Despite billions of years of slowing down, the Earth's rotation is speeding up. So what's causing it? What's causing the Earth to speed up? Scientists say that sometimes the climate plays a role to Earth to speed up actually. As you can say, melting ice caps is going to cause sea levels to rise. Well, it's also causing the Earth to spin faster. And what happens when the Earth spins faster is that we got a great centrifugal force. Imagine a figure skater. When you watch figure skaters, they start off spinning really slow with their arms out. As they bring their arms in, they start to turn faster and faster. That's because of bringing more mass towards the center of that rotation. So, how can that happen on the Earth? Well, water has this crazy property where when it freezes, it actually expands. So if you think about all the glaciers and the mountains and the ice sheets as being these huge, tall, towering sheets of ice, well, what should happen if we suddenly melted? Seems scary, no? Really quickly, which is something that we are seeing happening in the moment. If we take all of that mass in those glaciers and those ice sheets and suddenly it melts and gets closer and closer to the surface, just like the figure skater bringing their arms in, all that mass is going towards the center of rotation, meaning that the Earth is gonna start spinning faster. This meltwater currently sits at the poles. This is why right now scientists believe the Earth is spinning faster than usual. So will it get faster forever? Here's the conundrum. Actually, scientists expect this to be just a blip, although it's been getting faster for last 2 years, meaning from 2020 like scientists gave that information in 22, 23, something in between the 2 years. Then at that time they say before 2 years, so that it means it started from 2020, or yes, I think 2020. Experts expect the Earth to go back to its longer term pattern of slowing down, and it's the moon that's causing this. This is to do with the tidal relationship between the moon and the Earth. We only see one face of the moon. It's tidally locked with the Earth. So as the Earth is turning, the moon is pulling the ocean towards it. And then as we move away, the oceans go back round, and that causes a tide. So this kind of wobbly dance between the moon and the Earth means that the moon is slowing down the Earth, and all that energy that's lost from the Earth slowing in its rotation is getting put into the moon's orbit, and the moon is actually moving further away. As it continues to drift away, the effect of the moon's gravity on Earth weakens, causing us in the longer term to slow down. What's more, over time, the melted water in the polar regions could actually make the Earth spin slower. Some scientists believe that the water will drift towards the equator, which will further slow down the Earth's rotation. This is called equatorial bulging. Think of it as a big spare tire around the middle of the Earth. It exists already down to the centrifugal force exerted on the ocean by Earth's rotation. But adding to the weight of this tire is no good thing. All of that excess water is gonna go and sit around the equator, which means that there's more mass further out from the center of rotation. The equatorial bulge of water is gonna get higher, which means that around the equator there's going to be even higher sea levels than we originally predicted. It could mean that hurricanes and typhoons and cyclones that form at the equator could become more severe, because there's more water vapor there. So the increased severity of these storms because of the Earth spinning is probably only going to be a temporary effect. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't be afraid or worried about it, because more severe storms means that we're going to see more severe natural disaster happening all over the planet. So although at first glance it doesn't seem that important that the Earth is spinning a bit fast, it really does matter, because it could be a big hint as to what else the climate crisis has in store. And at last, I would like to quote the Sunan al-Tirmidhi 2332. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam quoted, "The hour will not come. The hour will not be established until time passes rapidly, such that a year is likely a month is like a week, and a week is like a day is like an hour, and an hour is like the flicker of a flame." Sunan al-Tirmidhi 2332.